What I really like about the Steadicam, though it functions very similar, it's stabilizing a shot through an arm and different gyros and stuff like that, is it's very tactile. Like your hand, and if you're watching, you can see it, but if you're listening, your hand is very like influencing the frame. You pan and tilt with one hand versus kind of using a joystick that can kind of be unresponsive, or maybe you need to add dampening so it doesn't go super quick. Like I hate leaving creative decisions up to like how it's calibrated, or if you swing a lens, I got to do all this stuff. It's like that element of it kind of turned me off of gimbals.
I kind of have a funny story about that when we shot the Kyle Doubt It video. So music video for Kyle Doubt It. It's a dope music video, and we did it on no budget, bro. Like for us, it was literally the crew was me and you. You know what I mean?
Actually, we had a guy named Dimitri who's now kind of like a legendary gaffer. I think he was holding like a bounce board.
Really?
Yeah. Or no, you know why he came out? Him and Ellie, I think, came out to do the car rig.
The car rig.
And then I think he just stuck around.
So yeah, we shot on, it was pretty much all gimbal and car rig. Talent, Kyle and his manager wanted it to be all fluid and smooth. And at that time, you didn't operate Steadicam, and we didn't have budget for a Steadicam operator. So in that sense, that's what gimbals are good for. They allow the lower budget indie filmmaker to achieve a more elevated look in terms of like emulating a Steadicam.
That was us too, because we had used Neil, and I know at that time we were using like Cooper, Quaid, Pascal. We had our own little Rolodex of Steadicam. Yeah. But with Steadicam comes the fall focus, the focus puller, Teradek, all that stuff. And when you are trying to just bootstrap it, that's where I think that Ronin really,
But going back to the mechanical thing, and I left it in the music video. So if you go back and watch a music video, because we'd be flying in this car.
Is that where he's leaning out the back?
I'm like ratchet strapped into this truck. Tom, you're in the back holding me. Someone's also holding me. And I'm like literally hanging out of this truck. And Kyle's driving alongside of us. And he's like leaned out, at the car door.
With the Challenger.
But like we're moving pretty fast. So there'd be moments of like, I'm pulling this thing, the wind's blowing, and it would just, all of a sudden, and like reset or whatever, like just would. And there's a moment in the video, if you watch it, it literally, I cut it on the beat.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like way too much headroom, and it's like up here, and then it drops into frame all of a sudden.
That's cool.
And I was like, it was just kind of like a happy accident, and I just left it because it looked like this cool intentional like drop on the beat and he performing. So if you go back and watch the Kyle Doubt It music video, you'll see this cool moment, but it was completely unintentional and it could have ruined the shot, but I made it work. I was like, I'll work that in. But
imagine if you were like a DP and you had a client watching the monitor and you can't deliver the shot that they want, because that just keeps happening. And that's where, luckily in a music video, it's a little more forgiving. But those sort of, I can't tell you, even like producers sometimes, like it's such a common thing that Ronins take a while to balance, or movies, any sort of stabilizer, that even on like music videos where I'm even being brought on, I'll have a producer call me like, hey, we're wanting to do Steadicam because we need you to be up in like 15, 20 minutes. We just don't have hours to balance gimbals. And like, if producers are saying that to me, that's because they've been burned by maybe they fixed this. This is like 2022, but there was definitely an era where every time there was a gimbal on set, it would constantly need to be rebalanced. It would like, you would need the right cable.
We need batteries too. What if batteries aren't charged? Like there's just so many mechanical, uncontrollable variants that could go into shooting with a gimbal that you wouldn't have with a tactile Steadicam operator.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so that's definitely, again, a big proponent of Steadicam. And I personally am always going to aim for a Steadicam operator because I can, give you notes. We can talk, bounce ideas, and you might have like very intuitive intuition on a shot where you find a moment that looks good, that like